Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm having a well-earned, a well-deserved cup of tea. I just drove home from my knit and natter afternoon and all that heavy traffic on the road on the A1 coming home. And I do need it after driving on that road, especially at this time when there's a lot of people coming out of work, and it's busy at any time, but it's worse at this time of day. So I deserve this cup of tea. But anyway, before I show you anything else, I'm going to show you I did just a little bit video of my knitting natter today, because we have had a couple of new ladies coming to the group. One of the other ladies who's usually there, Alison, she was on holiday, so she wasn't there this week, but there was 6 of us there, so there was 2 new ladies for a change. So I'm just going to show you, I made a little video. I asked all the ladies if they didn't mind if I did a little bit video, and they were happy about it, so I'm going to show you the little video. All over. Right, this is Angela showing Shirley how to do a pom-pom.
Will I take my glasses off? My lipstick's still on.
And pull it as tight as you can till it hurts your hands. Say hello, Molly. Say hello, Mandy.
Hello.
Say hello, Anne.
Hello.
Say hello, Shirley. Take your eyes off the pom-pom a minute.
Hello. I'm frightened to take my eyes off the pom-pom.
Say hello, say hello, Angela.
Can I do this?
Oh, I'll have to show what you're doing as well.
You'll have to trim it.
Sit down, tell me what you were doing again. What do you call that again?
Needle felting.
Needle felting. This is what Angela's doing, needle felting. It's a lovely little dog.
Well, eventually it'll be a dog.
And Mandy's crocheting. Is that a blanket?
Hopefully, yeah. If
Yeah.
not, it'll be a really big scarf.
And Molly, what you knitting? No, for one of your nieces or nephews.
A cardigan for my little nephew.
And we know Shirley's doing a pom-pom.
Yes, a pom-pom for a baby's hat.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice in
To
there.
the local hospital.
And Anne's knitting one of my patterns, aren't you, Anne?
I'm coming no more.
And I'm trying to sew, and I haven't gotten very much sewing done in the length of time I've been here, because there's more natter than knitting.
You're the one that's natural.
She says to me, I says to her the other week, I says, Shirley, can I have talk, can't you? She says to me, she'll go a long way to beat you.
She says I'm not.
Cheek. So that was a little bit of my knitting natter today, and mind you, there was more nattering than knitting from all of us. I took this little cardigan here, I'm in the middle of sewing it up. I've done the 4 seams, but all I did was sew 2 seams up on it in the 2 hours that we were there. And it is spoken for. Anyway, my friend Anne wants to buy it because she needs a little girl's cardigan, but that was how it's sort of looking. I'll show you the full thing when I've finished knitting it. As you can see, I haven't matched the stripes because it's just impossible to match, because there's only about 3/4 of a ball of the stripy wool, and I used a little bit of that pink for round the neck and the bands and that. But that was how much I did of that one, so I managed to get 2 seams done anyway. But I am doing another one. I'm doing a V-neck one, and this is another one where there's only about 3/4 of a ball. I think there's about 60 grams actually in the ball. So this one I'm doing V for a boy. This one I put a bit blue on, and that's the way the backs came out. There's quite wide the stripes, even on the back, because there's a lot of white in between, but that's got a bit of like fawn, or it's not quite as dark as brown. It's that's the right side of it. I will do another one sometime and do the pattern on the what's on the wrong side of it as well, because it is a nice pattern on both sides. It's a reversible one, you can have the pattern on either side. So I've done that, the back to it, and I did one of the fronts. This is going to be a V-neck. I'll find where the armhole is down there. That one's going to be a V-neck, that one. And so what I did is I noticed with the wool, the next colour that was going to come out was the beige colour or fawn colour. So I thought I'll do one of the sleeves and see what's left after I've done the sleeve. So that's how far I've got with the sleeve, and I was right about it's the fawn colour that's going to be on the sleeve. And I've used all the fawn and it's onto the white part, and the next part that's going to come out is the blue, which as you can see on there. So I'm going to knit the other front, so it'll be not a perfect match, but it'll be blue and white on the front. And then what's left, as you can see, the fawn colour further down, I'll use that for the other sleeve, and then at least it'll be the same colours in the front and the sleeves, not like a matching stripe like I normally do, because I just can't match these with, there's not enough wool to do the full matching thing with them. So that'll be another one. It's for a pattern, that's what I'm doing it for. So it'll be on my probably my eBay shop when I do finish this one. So that was how much I had got done of that one. And I had a letter from a lady. I'll have to go and get it because I haven't got it here where I'm sitting. And this is a card. It's just a card for just a lady that likes my channel, and that she sent this. Well, her and her husband Sharon and Pete, they call them. Pete bought some of my coasters off my eBay shop, and I'm going to read the card too, because it's a lovely card, and it's lovely when you get something like this. It's Dear Sheila, I'm writing to say that we received the lovely Christmas looking coasters that you crochet. We love them. My name is Sharon. She follows me on Instagram. She has a name of the Instagram, and Pete's her husband. Says we came across your YouTube about a month ago. The first one was a shopping haul. Then when I checked out your channel, I found your cookery demos. And wow, what a difference that has made to my baking. I wish we lived nearer. I now really enjoy baking, and because I wrote down how you do it, everything is so much better. I've been watching your crochet tutorials, and they too have opened up a whole new world to me. Because of the instructions, I finally get it. And says we follow your granddaughter on YouTube too. So that's my granddaughter Cheryl, because you know she does have channels as well. And it says, what a lovely family you all are. You are just the type that we would have in our life. I wish we lived nearby. And that says, well, thank you once again from Sharon and Pete. That's a lovely letter. And I can't believe what people think of me, really. I just do YouTube videos and a little bit of my life and tell you what goes on in my life. And so I don't know whether Sharon has noticed, but I have 4 channels altogether. Just in case you don't know, there's a Sheila's Knitting Tips and Other Stuff, and Sheila's Just Knitting, where I do knitting tutorials and things like that, as well as my shopping and my crochet channel. So just in case you don't know about them, Sharon, you just need to check on my videos, and the links are there for all my channels. So thank you for that lovely letter. I really enjoyed reading that. It's like I really enjoyed my afternoon at my knit and natter. Like you see, we had 2 new ladies, Mandy and Angela. You know, I'm terrible at remembering names, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to go today actually, because I've come down with another cold. I don't know where I got this from. I think it was on Thursday night. I woke up in the middle of the night with, I thought my throat and my mouth was just very dry, because I do wake up sometimes with a dry mouth, and I usually have a used to keep a little bottle of water beside the bed to have a drink, and I had a drink and it was still sort of dry, but it wasn't just dry, it was sore. And then Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I've, had a cold, and I wasn't sure whether I should go. Actually, with me having a cold, I didn't want to pass it on to other people. But I have 2 people relying on me to take them to our knit and natter today. So I took the chance, and I didn't try not to get too close to everybody, because I don't know whether it's still at the stage where I can pass it on. But anyway, we had a lovely afternoon, and there was only one lady missing because she was on holiday, but we had 2 new, Mandy and Angela, which was nice, talking to new people and not just knitting, because they've come because I didn't realise at first that they could do any kind of craft. But they do, like Mandy was crocheting, and Angela was doing some sort of felting, she called it. She showed me like what she did with the needle and had bobs on, and run my finger up and down the needle. There was like bobs on it that had something to do with what she poked in the stuff that she was using to make the little animal with for the thing. But we had a really good afternoon, really. There was that much to talk about. Not many of us had much work done. And I had a bit of laugh at Shirley trying to make pom-poms and trying to show her how to use the pom-pom maker and everything else. And I think if anyone else starts turning up, they're going to have to bring some more tables down, because we only had enough room for 6 people round the table that we were at. But it's nice when you can meet up like that, because it's not a place that's easy to get to, because there isn't a bus route for it. You have to more or less have to be driving a car or come in a taxi. But it was a nice surprise as well, because one of the ladies, Mandy, actually used to live in Backweth, my area, but she's moved from there to somewhere else now, which is probably closer to where the Poachers is. So that was just a little bit to let you know what I've been doing, what I've been up to, and keep you up to date. So I'm just going to do a little bit knitting and sit down and hope this cold goes away. At least I'm not blowing my nose as much as I was. But this cardigan I'm wearing, I haven't worn it for a little while because I went off it a bit, because the neck on it really stretched. The whole cardigan has stretched, the wool. I think the wool these days is just not the same as what we used to get years ago. Even what they call the premium stuff just does not go like it does. There's a lot of fluff on here, but I do have what's called pilling. But I do have one of those gadgets that you go over it to take the pilling off. But I hadn't been wearing it in the winter, the colder days, because of the neck on it. So I thought to myself, I had a look at my sewn box, because my sewn box was my mother's and all the things that's in it were hers, and she's been gone since 2202. So the sewn box, I've had it for about 23 years now, and my mother had it for a lot of years before that, and all the threads were hers in it, and I'm not even sure whether I passed the sell-by date. But I found a bobbin of elastic thread, so that's what I've done with this, to bring the neck a little bit higher up. Don't know whether you can see, but I'm sure you can see the little white line there. That's where I stitched the elastic thread round, and it's made it a bit higher up, which is I'm happier with. Because unless I wear a t-shirt or something with a collar on underneath that covers my neck a bit, it was too bare, because it was right down there like that. And I could have took the stitches out all the way around, but they don't start from the edge of the band, they start here somewhere. So I would have had to loosen the band off as well to take those stitches out and cast them off a little bit tighter. So I thought I'll try the elastic thread, and it's worked. And I have 1 or 2 sweaters that went baggy round the bottom when you wear them. Of course, when your hips are bigger than your boobs, yeah. That's what happens, to stretch a little bit. I'm going to do that with a couple of sweaters that I have as well. That'll tighten it up a bit, but I think I'm going to buy a new bobbin of thread because this stuff kept snapping while I was sewing it. So I think it's probably past its sell-by date as well. It's probably about 50 years old. That's when you get things passed down, you know, because I'm seeing nearly all the bobbins of thread in that sewing box. There was lots because my mother was a seamstress. She used to do a lot of sewing, and that was her job. She worked for Isaac Walton's in Newcastle Town Centre a lot of years ago when we were kids, and that's what she did. And she always had bobbins and bobbins. Well, we used to save because there were wooden bobbins in those days, and you could put the 4 nails in the top and do like cords, you know your cords, putting the wool over the stitch over and putting the stitch over each thing. That's what we used to like about them. The bobbins aren't like that these days. So I've got a lot of those old-fashioned bobbins like that. So anyway, I'm going to do a little bit knitting and try and get this little cardigan finished and that little one finished sewn up, because I'll have to take that to my friend tomorrow night because she has paid me for it. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.